The Ruach HaKodesh of Har-Adonai is upon me, because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives and recovery of sight to the blind, to set at liberty those oppressed, to proclaim the acceptable year of Har-Adonai. I'm in love with y'all.
Turn with me to the 4th chapter of Luke, verse 18. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised. Jesus took up the book in the temple and read these words, and impressed the fact because of the manifestation of the work he was doing.
A reading from the scroll of the prophet Isaiah. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me to bring good news. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, proclaim liberty to the captives, and recovery of sight to the blind, to the opening of the prison for those who are bound, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor.
You are now riding with the Ruach for Yahuwah. Kahan tells a Dr. Foulmouth Kahan, so you know who's sick.
This is a year of joy, a year of the poor, the broken heart, the blind,
but you can feel it. Infected with greatness whenever you come near it. Ruach HaKodesh, that's that set apart spirit. The scriptures say, prepare for the lack of knowledge. Ruach's overstanding, can't find in college.
Khan, intellectual Iraq, T-Doc is back in traditional black. Strapped with the Torah, still holding the mat. 10 stars on 16 bars. Daughters of Zion Raider, some worldly applause. Simp sipping, hater aid, but won't face us. With the Ruach HaKodesh is how Yahuwah laces with lyrics. Uplift dead souls that hear it. Barakatah Akim, you just got blessed by the Holy Spirit. You are now riding with the Ruach for Yahuwah. Kahan tells a Dr. Foulmouth Kahan, so you know who said it. Peace, 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 peace. Welcome to episode 1, Riding with the Ruach podcast. Obviously, I'm your host. Kahan tells a Dr. Foulmouth Kahan in the building.
Let me get mine first.
All right, so I'm going to go into, what's ironic about what I'm about to tell you guys is I had just left this area Sunday when this happened. I saw police storming by me, but I didn't realize what was actually going on. I was like leaving the Forest Park area, and these cops just come storming by. So I didn't, think nothing of it. Then I find out a little later, it was a motorcycle club shooting. 2 of the victims died. I believe 2 others are in critical condition. The assailant is at large. Apparently somebody talked because the police said that they may be making an arrest soon. So this I mean, this is what's going on in Atlanta. Now, I don't know how familiar you guys are with motorcycle clubs. This event, deauthorized rep, was being hosted by a female motorcycle club. So I have a question. Do you think female motorcycle clubs need to be guarded by male motorcycle clubs? Not that this doesn't take place at male motorcycle clubs, but it was a female motorcycle club hosting this event, and the the building that this event was actually being held at didn't have a license to even be open, is what they found out later. And so the city is going to be obviously shutting that down. The motorcycle club is not going to exist anymore. They're going to snatch away their license. So the female motorcycle club is going to vanish. I mean, what's crazy is I had just left that area. And I'm sure the Beam is familiar with that area. He'd be over there a lot. Work out not too far away. Star Park. So let me show you guys what's happened here. Let me run one of the news things here. So I mean, Eric's right here. He doesn't even realize this is going on. I could guarantee Eric doesn't know this is occurred. Well, hell, the Beam probably don't know this is going on. But when I get into something, I get into it wholeheartedly. And since I'm into, the whole motorcycle, and so I look at the events that's actually taking place. This one resulted in a murder. Allegedly, the guy came down from Philly that did the shooting, according to sources. For the cops to suggest that they're about to make an arrest is suggesting that someone snitch. Let me run the clip. What do you guys think? Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop the link in the room so you guys could give me your perspective. Should female motorcycle clubs be ran or be overseen by male motorcycle clubs? What do you guys think? And are you interested in creating a motorcycle club? There's a poll in the room. The links in the room, Clay Lacey, Kadar, and everyone else that's on. Where's the Beam at? Where's Eric White? I'd love to hear his opinion because this is not very far from where he lived. In fact, I was just in that area again today working out. The park. So the link's in the room. Let me share my screen real quick. Get you guys up to speed here.
Good evening. My name is Brandon Chris. I'm the Chief of Police for the City of Forest Park Police Department.
Okay, so this is Forest Park Chief of Police. In fact, this is a area that Melvin's originally from, to my understanding, and typically this is supposed to be like a pretty quiet, peaceful area. But I mean, when I was leaving this area, it was crazy, and that's got to be the Most High. When I was leaving this area Sunday, cops came storming, driving like bats out of hell. And so this is where they was going, to Forest Park. I had just left it. So they say the Most High work in a mysterious way. And so what was going on is that you had approximately 150 to 200 members in a motorcycle club partying. So what started off as a partying, exciting event, apparently, people see someone that they don't like, and all hell breaks loose. So the police club, the female motorcycle club, Kadar, that was hosting this event, had nothing to do with the shooting. So now 2 people are dead, and I believe 3 are in critical condition. So when the shots rang out, people just started scattering. Imagine about 200 people just scattering, trying to run for motorcycles. the Beam at? The Beam went to sleep already?
Right at about 5 o'clock this evening, our officers responded.
So now I was leaving here right around this time, which is wild. Around 5. So I mean, this is crazy. I was leaving right around this time, and I see the cops coming in, but I'm leaving out. It's ironic that they didn't try to stop me to think I'm fleeing the scene. You know what I mean? Since I'm coming from this area.
To a shots fired call at 5246 Jones Road. Upon our officers,
So Jones Road, all of that area I be traveling on all of the time. Old Dixie Road. I was on it today. Jones Road, Old Dixie Road. Very, very familiar with this area right here in Atlanta.
arrival, we found several victims that had been shot. 2 of them are deceased.
So 2 people are dead. They found several victims that were shot. 2 of them were dead on site. Believe there's 3 still in critical condition. The apparent assailant is at large.
And 3 are at local hospitals being treated for their injuries.
What he didn't say is that those 3 that's at the local hospitals are in critical condition. This event was again being hosted by Female Motorcycle Club. I'm not sure what that goes to say. Beam, I know you're very familiar with this area right here. What's crazy about this, that same day, I had just finished working out and left there Sunday. I was riding around in that area. I had just left Star Park. And I was driving right in this area when the cops stormed by me, man. That's what's crazy. And I happened to be on a motorcycle. So it may look as though I was fleeing the scene, but I wasn't. I had nothing to do with it.
Wow.
Yeah. But those
That's wild, man.
they came storming by, yeah. So 2 people are dead, 3 are in critical condition. Forest Park. It literally took place on 1st Street, and I forgot the Shore Street, but it was 1st Street. That's the area Carefoot, when he came here, it's where he stayed at momentarily with those Jamaicans.
Oh.
Yeah. I took no, because I dropped them off back there. I dropped them off one day back there. Yeah, man. This is the thing I told D about motorcycle clubs, man. If you look at a lot of motorcycle clubs, unfortunately, it's surrounded by violence. Some of these cats in motorcycle clubs, it's akin to the whole gang type thing. It wasn't over. Who knows what it was over? Wake Up Jacob. Motorcycle clubs. I suggested you do some history on them. A lot of these clubs are surrounded by murder and violence.
Our details are very limited at this time. It's a very active and ongoing investigation. And that's about all I have today, but I can answer any questions that you all may have. No suspects as of right now that are in custody.
So they said they didn't have any suspect. The update is that apparently someone must have snitched, because they say they may be making an arrest or some arrest soon. This just happened Sunday.
What might have started it? Was it an argument?
We don't know that as of yet. It looks to be that it was some type of motorcycle gathering, a party, and ultimately.
It was crazy, Beam. The building that they was holding this in, this mechanic shop, they didn't even have a license to be open. It should have never. The event should have never been held, according to these sources.
Man, that's wild, huh?
Yeah. Wow. Forest Park. Isn't
Yeah,
that where
who is
Melvin's
it?
from? Where
Yeah,
Melvin's originally from.
exactly.
Yeah.
Several individuals were shot, so we believe that had to have been some type of altercation. But we're still gathering facts and information at this time.
Is that typically a motorcycle club or?
No, it is a mechanic shop.
See, it was a mechanic shop, but they didn't even have a license to be open.
Damn.
And so when the news media pulled up on him, there was a lady. You know how the biker chicks be looking. Yeah, I mean, no disrespect, but the news person said, "Do you have a license to?" Said, "Just ignored him. Are you aware that this place doesn't have a license to be open?" So she just ignored it. The question just kept doing what she was doing, unlocking the gate.
Any threats to the public at this point?
Not at this point in time.
Several neighbors told us they're concerned about gang activity in the area. Do you think that could have anything to do with this?
I'm not aware of any gang activity. City of Forest Park is a very safe city, and this is very unique for us. So first time I'm hearing about gangs, but we're going to be looking at and investigating all aspects of this incident.
Do you have any outside resources coming in from neighboring communities about the investigation or anything like that?
Well, we do have the ATF on scene. The Clayton County Sheriff's Office also reached out and has been providing assistance, and our officers are on scene as well.
Can you just talk about the response here? I see you have the mobile incident command truck, just what you all are looking at.
So they got ATF involved already, man. If you look at a lot of the 1% motorcycle clubs, ATF be tracking several of them.
Mm.
They don't even call them MC. They call them an MG, OMG, Outlaw Motorcycle Gang. But what's unique about this one is that this one was actually being hosted by a female motorcycle club. So now you have some of the male motorcycle members saying female motorcycle clubs need to be overseen by a male club because they don't have strong enough security to prevent things like this from happening. But is it not a fact that this happens within the male clubs as well? I contend that it does.
Into investigating at this point?
Well, being that it's a large crime scene, we want to make sure that our officers have all of the resources and tools here on scene. And so that's the reason why you will see the mobile command post out here until they get done processing the scene and interviewing some of the witnesses.
Anything else you'd like to add?
That's it. All right.
It's not a real smile either, man. I mean,
No, not at all.
how did it work, man? It's not a real smile. It's like a
All right. Thank
grudge
you.
type thing. You know what I mean?
Oh. That's
You
good.
can see that.
The camera smile.
Yeah, that was like a grudge type. You know what I mean? I can't wait to get this mofo. And so allegedly, according to sources, they believe that the person or persons involved came down from Philadelphia. So, members from out of town came down to Forest Park and caused chaos. And so the message that Forest Park said they're going to send is that, hey, Forest Park is not the place to come and cause ruckus. We're going to teach you a lesson. That's the message that they're projecting, apparently. So what do you guys think? You think female motorcycle clubs should be overseen by males, or what are your thoughts on that? Because this obviously shootings take place in male clubs also, if you look it up. I don't even think deauthorized was up on how violent these a lot of these motorcycle clubs are. So I went and done the research. When I get in something, I check it out deeply, and it's, hey man, Hey,
Yeah, it was cause for concern to step back. Yeah, it's put you a little bit of distance and you just watch. But yeah, if this type of thing happens in the male motorcycle clubs, I don't think having a male club overseeing a female club is going to make a difference. You just need to get organized, is all that is. If you have something to do with security, then to get organized and make it a requirement somehow, if at all possible, when hosting events.
you want to see how bad it is? Google 1% motorcycle clubs. They're no longer even calling motorcycle clubs. They call them OMGs, outlaw motorcycle gangs. You'll see a lot of ATF activity, murders, drugs, and weapons sell. A lot of that, doesn't mean it's true. At least that's what they're putting out there. I've had a couple, people, well, one percenters, I've written with a couple of them, and when I found out their name, when I went and done my research, so you know what, I'm just fall back from this, man. I can't be affiliated with anything like this. Let's see what she has to say here.
2 people have died. 3 others are in the hospital after a shooting in Forest Park this evening. Atlanta News First Bridget Spencer is at that scene gathering details.
When it hits home, man, when it hits so close right there. It's crazy. I was over there again today, Kadar.
On what happened.
Con.
To this point, I've been out here for several hours. If you take a look down this street, you can see this road is blocked off, but all the way down there, that's where more of the investigation is going on right now. Now, this was a motorcycle.
That's Jones Road right there. I took Carefoot right by that, man. Who's now suddenly become Clay Lacey.
Gathering of some sort, according to police officers. And down that way.
Yeah, so what's interesting is a lot of cops be part of motorcycle clubs. You know, I talked to this guy that was heavy in the game, and he said he had to get out, huh? He said, that club is over everything's over your family. They call you 3 a.m. in the morning, you gotta get up and make a run. You're gonna do it. It's over everything. And the bigger the club, there's a lot of people that's involved in law enforcement and the judicial system involved. So many of these clubs, because of that reason, they get a pass, huh?
Con.
This Edomite was telling me about this major club, I won't say their name, how they dictate to the 99% clubs. There's 1% club. Well, and I was like, and he was like, he knows someone that's seen one of them take someone out, and nobody would say nothing. And when I asked him, I said, why? What's up with that? He said, man, they got cops involved, man. They got judges and lawyers and everyone involved in this stuff. He said, this is big. So he said he had to fall back.
Con.
Yeah.
Is a mechanic shop where this all happened. They say it happened right around 5 o'clock this evening. Police are saying 2 people were shot dead and 3 are being treated at the hospital. At this point, nobody is in custody. The investigation is still very fresh. We're still working to learn what led up to this.
It was wild. As they came storming right by me, man. That's what's wild.
Con.
I passed them. I mean, putting this together, they could have easily thought that I was fleeing the scene. You know what I mean?
Con.
I'm serious, huh? Because I'm on a motorcycle, a Harley at that.
Damn.
Yeah. What the hell was these damn cops going, man? Going over there. And if someone was busting their heat, I wouldn't have heard them because I had headphones on working out, doing pull-ups and push-ups and dips and sit-ups. You know what I mean?
Con.
Wow. Wow.
The shooting, but we are told that there is no threat to the public at this time. In Forest Park, Bridget Spencer.
Of course, they're gonna say that there's no threat to the public. They don't want you guys to worry. It as well. It was a heavy set. Where's that heavy set elderly black lady that was saying this don't happen in our neighborhood. This is unusual. And she just started dropping dimes. She said, yeah, they generally meet at least 3 times a year here. And they was like, yo, but they have no license to open this place. So now the female motorcycle clubs, they're going to lose their license and pretty much no longer exists behind this right here.
I ain't know it'd be like that because I could think of 2 of them down here. I know back in the days it was one that's off of 46 across the street from a graveyard that the original, like one of the hangout spots for Sundays, it would literally be in front of the motorcycle club. And it went on for years. It stopped now, but I remember back in the days that's what it was. And then I know another one not too far from my house, but I can't really say because I never, really affiliated or been around and stuff like that.
You know what you got to look up? Look up 1% motorcycle clubs. You'll see.
Come. Nah, I don't doubt it at all. Come, I'm gonna look it up now.
They consider them outlaws, man. They call them outlaw motorcycle gangs. As the beams say, it won't be well. It won't be well.
We've learned more this afternoon about a Sunday afternoon double homicide in Forest Park. Investigators have now identified the victims, but still need to find the killer.
So, I mean, that's crazy that the people that host the event, the female motorcycle club, allegedly had nothing to do with this. According to sources, they believe they came down from Philly. So you got about almost 200 people there meeting together. Shots rang out. Everybody starts scattering. But this seems more commonplace than you think. Google some of the 1% motorcycle clubs. They've been on. You never used to watch
America's Most Wanted.
No, Gangland.
Nah, I never watched Gangland.
Yo, they was on Gangland, man. Some of the top ones. Yeah. Some of the top ones, man.
Fox 5's Kevin Stewart joins us live from Forest Park with more details. Kevin.
Christine, we have learned the names of the 2 victims. According to police here in Forest Park, both men did live here in Georgia, but are not from Forest Park. In fact, the event where they lost their lives, it attracted people from all over.
So basically, they're saying, when they say people, it's talking about the motorcycle clubs came from all over. You got members from several different states, in other words. They just weren't from Georgia.
Take a look at the scene Sunday afternoon. Chaos. That's how police describe the scene, not even 5 minutes from police headquarters.
We're looking at about 150 to 200 people there.
Not even 5 minutes from the police headquarters. You heard that? Not even 5 minutes away from the police headquarters. That's where this took place, huh?
That's how you know they couldn't have been from there.
Yeah, sometimes I'm telling you, they don't care, because they be having the inside connects.
That's wild.
I'm sure that the people that hosted knew that they, you know what I mean, knew where the police headquarters were.
Yep.
There. Now 2 people are dead. Anthony Hearns, 39 years old, and Isaiah Mack, 25 years old.
Guy was only 25, man. One of them. Gone. There's a gate right there. The news lady says, when the woman was unlocking it, she said, "Are you aware they don't have a license?" The woman just ignored it. They saying it's staying locked now, and the business isn't going to operate anymore.
Investigators are trying to track down witnesses to piece this all together because right now, all Forest Park police can figure out is this was a motorcycle club gathering promoted on social.
This is another bad hit for motorcycle clubs.
Mhm.
Another bad hit. Because people already think of bikers as bad people.
Facts.
Right? Leather jackets on a motorcycle. Yeah. You'll be surprised who's on the inside.
Is this was a motorcycle club gathering promoted on social media
to come over and have a good time.
And it all went bad after some type of argument.
Fortunately, that good time turned into a disaster. We're still canvassing the area for surveillance, processing all of the information as it relates to what motorcycle clubs were there.
Another element to this case, this business, the city says it's not legit. It had no license.
They should not be operating at all. And that's something that...
What does that have to do with anything? The business not have any license. It has nothing to do with the event that took place. So I mean, at most, the only thing they could do is fine them, right? They could fine them for operating a business without a license. Code enforcement. They'll just send code enforcement out for that.
We're looking into as well.
The number you dialed has been changed. Disconnected.
We call the number.
That's what you get when you call that number, man. You think it's a game, call that number, man. When you call that number's not even in service. Someone's on this call is going to call that number, man. Yeah, man. Crazy out here. Wait, Jacob, wake up. Crazy out here. Hey, White, man. I know he's not in the bed, huh? He won't come to Forest Park.
At the location.
Please check the number and try your call again.
And got no answer. In fact, off camera, people here maintain there is little activity at this business, tucked away in what is described.
Hey, you on the call, man? You see what happened in Forest Park?
I saw you. I just saw that on there a few minutes ago. No, I didn't see it yet. It's live now. You live?
I'm live. 2 people got murdered. You know what's crazy, Eric? I had just left from over there when that happened, man. Sunday, 2 people got murdered, 3 critically wounded. Motorcycle gathering, Eric. Motorcycle party. That's what you trying to tell me to go to, and I was like, nah, I'm good. No, that's what you told me to go to, Eric. Don't go back on your words now. Nah, Taz, not gonna hang. I said, man, I'm not hanging out with that old thing, man. I'm good on that. Yeah.
There's a very quiet part of town. That disruption has the chief of police issuing a stern warning.
That type of behavior will not be tolerated in the city. And more times than not, is people or individuals coming into our city to commit crime. We won't tolerate it.
Now, there were 2 other shooting victims who did survive. We understand they are both in critical condition at area hospitals. If you have any information about this case,
they won't tell. Notice they won't tell the hospital because you know what I mean. For probably more or less for safety concerns. You know what I mean?
Yep. Spot on with that.
There's a lot of things that's not being revealed here.
Opposite. Come.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that's not being revealed here. How can 200 people be at a motorcycle club? Someone pulls out weapons and start firing, and no one knows what they look like? You got about 200 people up partying, and I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't gamble either. Only thing I am, Eric, is a woman's pleaser. You understand what I'm talking about? You all can have all that other stuff, man. I'm good on that, man. I'm Gucci. Forest Park, Eric. That's a little close for home, isn't it, Eric? Forest Park.
Yeah, that's a little close right there. That's where you was at Star Park, ain't it? With Forest Park.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah, the Forest Park police be always sitting out there, man. I saw them out there today. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad we weren't neither one of us is in that area. Yep.
Yeah, I was in the area. That's what I was telling Kadar and them. I'm surprised they didn't try and mistake me for fleeing the scene because I was on my motorcycle that day. Not seen the cops come storming by me, Eric. It was Sunday. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. It's never known, man. I seen that guy, Clay Lacey. All right, Eric, I'm gonna talk to you. Son. Star Park. It says, let me show you guys something. Official identity, men killed during Forest Park Motorcycle Club gathering. The brief, police are investigating a deadly shooting during a motorcycle club gathering in Forest Park over the weekend. The shooting happened at a mechanic shop on Jones Road on Sunday, basically Jones Road on 1st Street. Officials say they are shocked to hear about the violence, saying shootings like this one don't usually happen in their community. More than half a day after the shooting, police say they don't have any suspect. And you got 200 people, Kadar, at a gathering, and they don't have a suspect. Things that make you go, What we know, officials say police first responded to a shots fired call coming from a mechanic shop on 1st Street between Jones Road and Old Dixie Highway. I was over there today, man. Before 5 p.m. Sunday. What's up now, deauthorized rep? Ben Yamya is on the call. When they got to the scene, officers found several people who had been shot. 2 succumbed to their injuries. I mean, they was dead. Local hospitals are treating 3 others. It looks to be that it was some type of motorcycle gathering. Come on, they don't even want to say what it. How can you say some type of motorcycle gathering, man? You know what it is. You got a bunch of motorcycle people there gathering a party. Ultimately, several individuals were shot. We believe there had to have been some type of altercation, but we're still gathering facts at the time. Forest Park Chief of Police Brendan Crisis said. A large police presence could be seen late Sunday evening as investigators try to piece together what happened. According to Crisis, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, the ATF, and Explosive ATF, and the Clayton County Sheriff's Department were assisting in the investigation. During a press conference on Monday, officials said that about 150 to 200 people had gathered for a motorcycle meetup. They also said that it took place at a commercial site without a current business license, and the city's code enforcement office is now involved to ensure the business doesn't reopen. Chief Crisis also identified 2 people who were killed, 25-year-old Isaac Mack and Anthony Hearns. Damn, he might be related to D. Age unknown, of Philadelphia. So they was from out of town. No suspect in custody, but investigators say they do not believe there is an active threat to the community. So Those 2 people came from Philly, man, that died. Local perspective. Neighbors were surprised to learn of the violence and disappointed by the circumstances. Quote, we have great residents in Forest Park, and things like this don't happen. So this is heartbreaking for all of us to know that those who aren't from the community are coming in and committing these types of crimes. Councilwoman Latricia Atkins Wells told Fox, quote, the city of Forest Park is a very safe city, and this is very unique for us. And the quote says Chris, chief of police. Forest Park Mayor Angeline Butler also released a statement about the incident on Monday afternoon. Quote, first, I would like to extend my deepest condolences to those who were impacted from a recent shooting incident that occurred during the afternoon hours of Sunday, April the 27th. What happened yesterday is not only tragic, it is an affront everything we stand for in Forest Park. Those responsible for the senseless violence will be found, prosecuted, and removed from our community. We will not allow criminals to think they have any place in our city. Forest Park is a community built on pride, resilience, and respect. We have no tolerance for reckless behavior that endangers the lives of our residents and undermines the progress we have made. Forest Park is not a playground for lawlessness. If you believe you can bring violence here, know this: we will hunt you down with every legal tool at our disposal, and you will face consequences. Forest Park Police Department is moving swiftly and restlessly to bring those responsible to justice. We're not standing by. We're standing up. Forest Park will continue to be a place where families can live, work, and thrive without fear. To be clear, if you come to Forest Park to cause chaos, we will find you. We will hold you accountable, and we will protect our city without hesitation. End of quote. Jacob, wake up. What you think about that, huh? It's not safe anymore, man. It's a bad name for motorcycle clubs, man. It's a bad time. This just reflects more negatively on motorcycle clubs. For everyone that may be in a club that's okay. And what's bad is they're going to associate this incident with that female motorcycle club. So when they're mentioned, watch this incident come up. Yeah.
Motorcycle clubs off the chain, huh?
Yeah, man. One guy tried to get me to he tried to justify. He gave me the name. I went home and done some research on it. Found out there was a 1%. Man, I ain't call him anymore, man. When I didn't call him, he called me. You know what I mean? So, no, I'm good, man. Then, I mean, to get in, you got to go through initiations and all of that. Huh?
Oh, no, I ain't doing
Yeah,
that.
they got to get something on you. This stuff is real, man. Deauthorized, man. I thought he was into it deeper, but I dug deep into it and I found out a lot of things out. A lot of records.
Back in the days, watching American Most Wanted, and to be showing like the Hell's Angels and all that stuff.
That's a 1% club. That's a 1% club.
I ain't never really looked into it, but it used to be a lot of things going on. They used to be riding, all over the country, got stuff going on in
It's
bars.
still out here, man. It's still out here. They got a major one in Atlanta. I don't want to say their name. All black. Some of them are all black, you know.
Come.
That one that was, I was riding with until I found out who they were. They were all black. And you gotta go through a serious initiation to get in there. They gotta get something on you.
Come. And they be paying dues and all kind of stuff they got going on.
Yeah.
Females in them too. Yeah. I don't seen, but that never really was my thing. I never been the type to be in the crowd or none of that stuff. So
Right. And you gotta take orders from another man, huh? You know what I mean?
no, I ain't doing that.
D used to be in one. He didn't tell you all that, did he?
No.
D Eltharaj was in one.
Huh.
He probably was in a 99% club. There's Mr. Clay. Yeah, of course there's 1%ers in Canada. 1%ers are all over.
Huh.
Whenever you see that 1% patch, man. Yeah, the guy was like, just because they say it don't make it true. When I was telling him what I found out, he said, I was telling him what this Edomite had told me, because he told me he was he had a couple buddies that he ride with, and they was members of clubs, right? But I won't say the name. He would say when his buddies went around this all black motorcycle club, the all black club was pimping them, man, because it was so large, and he said he bought beer there, right? And he had to bring beer for all the members. So he said he had a wheelbarrow with about 8 24 packs. And he said they took that beer, man, and when he tried to drink one of the beers that he bought, they told him he got to pay for it.
What?
You got to pay for it. Yeah.
He already bought them.
Yeah, he was telling me a lot of stuff. He was telling me a lot of things, man.
That's crazy.
The Banditos, this is one of the top 1%ers also. They're out of Texas, I believe. You got some of the ones that the law enforcement allegedly called the most dangerous, or like the warlords, the highwaymen, the Black Pistons Motorcycle Club, Vigos was actually on Gangland.
They from out of California?
So was the Banditos. Man, when you read some of the stuff, yeah, they was out of Cali. They have members in Cali and Vegas. When you look at a lot of this stuff out there, associate them with transporting pharmaceuticals and weapons.
Damn.
Yeah. And a lot of them be surrounded by murder. Yeah. There's another one called the Pagans.
God.
Call them outlaws. And you got the Mongos. Those are some of the top ones, man.
Mongos.
Yep. Nomads.
Mungos from out of California too?
Or
they all over?
I'm not sure where that main shop that started at. Yeah. Yeah. Southern California. Says they're as fearless as anyone. The breed. Yeah, man. Powerful influence. Clay Lacey, what was that you sent me today? You went to court? Wake up, Jacob. Wasn't over money, y'all. Who knows what it was over? Could have been over a shovel or a rake or a hoe. Who knows? Yeah, it was crazy. Eric White trying to get me to go to one of those events. I told him, nah, I'm good, man. It's not my personality.
Cool.
This isn't my cup of tea, bro. Well, somebody's I'll shut this down, man. Everybody's quiet. Wake up, Jacob. What's going on with you, bro? First time I seen you on in a minute. Hey, you notice TJ didn't say anything up when I sent that message? Well, these people keep trying to finesse me.
Good morning.
People keep trying to finesse me, man. Still haven't responded, huh? But I'm gonna say shalom, man. What time is it? 10:28? Yeah. Say, the beam went to sleep also. Oh, Will Sims coming on the phone. Of course, saying shalom, shalom. I'm about to shut down.